Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of Modded Megaquarium, the epic freshwater sandbox. Thank you very much for joining me today and continuing to show your support for the series. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. So first of all, I have to apologise for the length of time between episodes. It's been quite a long time and it's been because I have been fairly ill. Nothing COVID related, don't worry about that. I have had a really bad throat infection. It's been difficult to swallow for the last couple of weeks. It's been very painful and it's taken me a lot longer than normal to actually get over it. I do usually have some kind of tonsillitis or something along that lines every few years or so, and it seems like this year it has hit fairly hard. So that's why I haven't been releasing episodes recently, because I haven't really been able to talk, and you may still be able to hear it in my voice now. I'm still a little bit croaky and I'm just going to try and struggle through this because I really want to try and get some content out for you guys. It's been too long, far too long. So today we are going to finish off this beach room to start off with. So we've got 10 tanks in this room. It's a fairly big room, so I want to separate down the tasks into different areas. And one of the first areas, we're going to have all of the networks put in, the pumping networks. So we've got our staff area back here. We have 6 chrysal tanks in total, but we actually only have 4 different animals here which need to be housed in chrysal tanks. So we do actually have 2 spare, but we could put something else in. Not exactly too sure yet, maybe a couple of the very small rays, something like that, or some starfish, some other things. I don't know yet, we'll have a look at that later. But all of these are cold water, so it would make sense to make all of these cold water. And then we have, over here, we have 4 other tanks. So maybe we do these 2 as hot water and then these 2 as cold water to separate out between the cold water either end of the room, and then we have some hot water stuff in the centre. I also think because this is a beach, that everything in this room is going to be salt water. We're not going to have any of the freshwater tanks in this room. I know this is technically a freshwater sandbox series, however, we know from the campaign and just from playing the game in general, but you need both in order to be able to produce a really nice successful aquarium. And also because we are actually going for the achievement, the Steam achievement of completionist, we need to unlock everything, which means we need to try and get as far in the game as we can, really as soon as possible. We need to try and keep boosting our levels up, our ranks up as much as we can. So first off, we're going to put the pumps in. If we come down here, we can grab one of my pumps out here. So we're going to place one on there. I'm going to come over to here, and we're going to place one down just there. We're going to spin it around, and we're going to place one there as well. So next we need the coolers and the heaters, the chillers and the heaters. Now we've got, I'm going to keep on using my stuff here. So we've got the endothermic generator here. This is the best one we have access to at the moment. And I think we're going to need a fair few of these. So we'll do that. That'll give us plenty of redundancy there as well. But we do need to add on all of these. Now we can fit 6 tanks onto this one pump, so we'll be able to do all of these with just that one setup there, and that will be all the filtration and all the cooling needed for that. Now the next one we wanted to do was over here, so we'll add those onto there, and again we will add this tank onto there, and on here we can add this tank onto there. Now we could, if we want, have like cold water, hot water, cold water, hot water, just by switching around which tanks are connected to these 2 pumps here. And we're going to add these on to there, these heaters onto this pump here, so that these 2 are hot water. I think that should do it. Yeah, we're on 320 out of 274. Not a huge amount of redundancy, but that's okay. It's enough to be able to be getting on with that. So now we need to work out what animals and vegetation and stuff we want to do. So I'm going to cut away for a little bit while I work out exactly where I want stuff. Because if we have a look at these, I mean, we can only actually have one of these purple strack jelly in one of these tanks. So that's going to be really nice and easy. And I think I'm going to separate these out into the 4 different tanks. But other than that, I mean, I need to go through all of these different modded fish and work out what we want in what. I mean, there's so much here. There's no way I could do this on camera. So I think I want to put all of the animals in here in layers, and you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. The first layer, of course, is the chrysal tank animals, the ones that have to be in chrysal tanks. So I've added in the purple striped jelly, the Pacific sea nettles in here, the Atlantic sea nettles in there, and the moon jellies into that one there. I've also added 2 members of staff, and I have made a beach room zone, which is just the entire of this zone. Actually has a bit of a wrong bit there, that shouldn't be there. So yeah, that is this entire room. So these 2 will be looking after that, and then other members of staff can come in to help out if needs be. But it means that we've always got a couple of members of staff in here, so we're not going to be waiting for people to run over from here all the way over to here, because otherwise things will end up dying. So we've always got some frontline support. So in these 2 tanks here, I want to add in some cuttlefish into one of them. So I'll actually grab those now, because I believe these cuttlefish will be okay in there. So if you add 2 of those into that one, I'm not going to worry about the rocks and stuff like that yet, and all the vegetation, because we'll do all of that in a separate pass later on. That'll be one of the last layers that we add into this room. However, in this tank here, I want to add in some of these crustaceans. What I want to add in is this green shore crab here. And I want to showcase this animal in particular, because this was one of the competition winners from the 2-year anniversary for Megaquarium on the official Megaquarium Discord. If you're not on that Discord, by the way, the link is down there. It's in the description below. So go along and join up there. We do have different competitions running every so often, and you can showcase your aquariums there, and you can get lots and lots of tips and tricks for the game as well. I'm on there, you can come and talk to me if you want as well, and there's a lot of other YouTubers on there, and there's a lot of other people that just play the game as well. So you can get lots and lots of information. So Uzag created this. Thank you very, very much to Uzag. Looks like an incredible model. And one of the nice things about this crab is it's not a scavenger. So it can sit in there perfectly on its own. It's not going to worry, because we just need some mussels, and then we'll be able to feed it nice and easily. We also need some sand eels. So we've already got the krill and the zooplankton that we need. So we'll just get these, which is the sand eels, which can go there. And we're going to need the mussels as well. So that is just that. Okay. And I want to try and carry on that theme a bit in these 4 tanks here. I want to try and put some crustaceans into each of the tanks. We've also got the sea urchins and stuff like that we can add in, which I think would look really nice to have lots of little things crawling across the bottom of these tanks. There's lots of prawns and crabs, all kinds of stuff like that, and shrimp. So we can add in all of this stuff here. I'm not going to worry about like millipede or anything like that for now, and that's a freshwater one anyway. And I believe we definitely got some more sea urchins somewhere. I may not have actually researched them yet, but we already have a green shore crab, so we're going to go. A lot of these are scavengers. We are going to need some fish in there as well, or at least something that eats to go along with these. So we've got the common hermit crab here. That is a cold water. So if we add 2 of those into that tank there, and then we can come back into here, we can say, now these aren't, none of these really have any trouble with anything, apart from starfish maybe. In this one we'll eat arthropods, but all of the stuff we're adding in is armoured, so we don't need to worry too much about that. It doesn't say what it is when it's fully grown, or no, these are fully grown. Okay, yeah, when fully grown we'll eat arthropods up to size 2. just having a look, see if there's any ones we actually have to worry about. Up to size 4. Maybe we'd have to worry about the Indo-Pacific swamp crab here. But I don't think we'll be adding in anything. Like these two couldn't go together, for instance, because this is size 2, so therefore it is effectively size 4, and this one will be able to eat animals up to size 4. But we do have 2 tanks, so we can actually add in, if we say we can't add in anything size 2 into this tank now, but other than that we should be okay. So the other one would be this red spotted coral crab here, which can go into that one. So we just separate them out like that. Anything which can't go in one can go into the other. We have some prawns here, they'd be quite cool. Now these are not armoured. So we'll put the prawns and the shrimp, I think, into this tank here. What are they complaining about? Oh right, sorry, they are hot water. Yes, they are tropical water. So they will go into this one here. We have the spot prawns here, which can go into that. We have the blue knuckle hermit crab, size 2 warm water, so that is in here, and they will have to go into this tank here because of the Indo-Pacific swamp crabs in that one. This one, no, that's fine. They can quite happily go in. So the pie crust crab can actually go into this one. We have the skunk cleaner shrimp, size 2 tropical, so they will have to go into there. We have the common hermit crab. We've already got those. Box crab, size 2 tropical, so they can go into there. Then we have, what's the next one we don't have? We do only have one blue crab. Oh, I think that's way down the bottom, actually. That's in the other room. So this is cold water, can go into either, so I'll add it into this one. The next one will be the Dungeness crab. That's cold water, so that can go into there. And fan shrimp we've got plenty of. The Mexican turbo snails are size 2 tropical, so we can go into there. The Pacific purple sea urchins, looks like one of the only sea urchins we've got at the moment, is armoured, and so they can go into there. Okay, so that's given us a lot of different stuff in each tank. We have some problems here. What don't these like? Oh, these are cold water. Okay. Take those out. Put those into this one here. Nothing's complaining massively now. So now we just need the food. Everything does have some feeding involved as well. So the scavengers in each of these tanks will still be happy. So now, yeah, we just need to add in the food and then sort the vegetation out. Okay, so I've put some of the vegetation into these now, and I've deliberately left some of them a little bit bare, especially these ones, because later on when we get up a few ranks we'll actually have access to some more of the really nice colourful vegetation. We don't have the bright purple stuff yet. I can never remember what it's called, but you know the stuff I mean. It's in the base game, but yeah, we don't have access to it at the moment. And I really love that stuff, and I want to add stuff in like that. With all of this stuff that we've got, a lot of it is very, very green, and although that's nice, that's okay. The really, really vibrant purple and pink stuff is the stuff that I really like, especially in these larger lagoon style tanks, with all the stuff at the bottom of them, the bottom feeders, the crustaceans and the arthropods that we've got in there. So that's why I've deliberately left some of them a little bit bare, but I've tried to add in various different things into all of them. So like we've got a skull down here, we've got the ancient gate, we've got some modern art in there. This one I've just left a bit bare, but because I wanted to show off the moon jellies to their fullest. Over here we've got a little temple structure here. In this one there's not really much at the moment. I want to try and do something with that later on once we've got up a few ranks. And then in these are all, I suppose, fairly similar with some of the stuff that I've got in there. The live rocks, but like in this one I've got the like a little piratey type thing with the chest and the cannon and the barrels. This one's more of an Aztec thing with the columns there. This one's just got an anchor in it, and then this one's got fishing nets there. So there's more stuff we'll be able to add into these once we get the crab crates. For instance, we can put the crab boxes into here as well with the net, and I think that'll look pretty good. Might have to move a couple of things around, but that's fine. So I want to try and open up this room now because I've actually added in 3 more members of staff. I realised that with 10 tanks and with the amount of food that we've actually got to do in a single day, especially considering it's going over into the next day right now, it probably would have been better to wait for the next day and then add all of these in at the beginning. But hey, never mind, that would be okay. So we need to open up this and then press unpause. So we can... Oh, what's the best way to do this? Might actually be easier just to move this out of the way. Delete these 3 and then move this back. There we go, there's one of them done. So now if we come over to here, that one's okay. That one can be left as it is. And so now it's just this one here. So we move that out of the way. We can delete these 3 and then move this one back in. Now this room is going to change, but we'll be talking about that in a second. So we'll press play and we will speed up the time. You can see people are already coming into this room, that's brilliant. We will have somebody come and pick up this rubbish in a bit. You can see people are using the benches, that's really nice. It's good to know that they work. And coming in and enjoying all of this life up here. So it looks like all of these have been able to be fed, that's very, very good. There's a sudden influx of members of staff up here. I need to keep this running for a few days whilst we make sure everything's good. However, okay, Indo-Pacific swamp crab has claimed its first victim. That is in here. Right, these guys are size 2. Alright, okay, I put these ones in the wrong one. So that'll go into there. So these are actually the only ones in here. And they can't be... Alright, okay, that's better. But yeah, this guy is the only one in here. I didn't realise but this was the only thing I'd put in there. So I think what I actually want to do is put one of these rays in instead. Right, we've got a grey skate. And I think that'll look okay in there. I mean, we've got a Mediterranean moray eel as well, which could go in. Okay, yeah, let's put one of those in. Oh, am I doing this the wrong way around? Yes, I am. Sorry, this is warm water, isn't it? So yeah, we can actually go for the... This is a new one I haven't seen. Yellow shovelnose stingery. Seems like it should be okay with everything. Yeah, let's go for 2 of those. They're fine, okay. I don't want to put too much in these tanks to start with because I want to kind of ramp up the amount of stuff I've got over time. Just keep an eye on this. What was that one we had? It was Randall's pistol shrimp. So we go to there and we'll get one more of those in there just to recover from that. Okay. That's a little bit of a loss of base prestige, but it shouldn't do too badly over time. We did have some negative prestige there. Why is that? Well, it's probably from the death that we've just had. Choose now. I want to have... I actually want to get one of these deep outcrop tanks because I've got an idea for those, which might be really quite cool. So Xavier has leveled up. Go for your fixing because we definitely need you. Pacific Sea Nettles have grown. That's brilliant. I'll get rid of the autopsy reports. Christina has leveled up. Go for your fixing. It's really good. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be okay. We'll have to keep an eye on the number of staff in here. Make sure that 5 isn't too many, basically, for how many we need. So next, I want to focus on, just at the end of this episode, I want to focus on this room here and where we're going to go from now on. So, because we have got, just get rid of all these growth reports, okay. We've got a choice to make between where we actually want to build next. And I want to start on a bit of a larger room. So I want to build the first of our quad rooms here, and it's going to be for a mega tank, at least 1 mega tank, if not 2, but we shall see. It's either going to be 2 mega tanks, or it's going to be maybe either 4 or 6 of the big kind of feeding tanks, the freshwater feeding tanks. And so yeah, I want to build a big quad room here. I don't think I've got quite enough money at the moment, but I want to start laying out the actual rooms for these. So this is where we're going to need to go from. I will get Black Diamond Stingray next. So just looking at this, where do we actually want to go from? This is where the border is going to be, so we actually get rid of that for now. We're going to want to expand the room out this way, and that will go to there, and we want it as wide as it can be, like that. And I will need to pause here just for a second. Actually no, that is wrong. Okay, it wants to be like that. That's better. So now I can press play. And then the next one wants to be, if we bring it to there, and of course we will actually need to bring it out by 1 as well. There we go. And then fill in all of this area. I want to go for a longer one so I've got time. I'll get another crab, why not? There we go. And there we go. Okay, so we need to make sure that this room is still blocked off. That has used up quite a lot of the money we've got. So if we come to here, we can get a large archway and place that in just there. Okay, so now we're safe. So that is the first of the squares. I'm just keeping an eye on this just to make sure we've got no more autopsy reports, basically. I think we should be able to get at least 1 more of these squares in. So if we bring it out this way, it'll be from there all the way out. Yeah, it's 10,000, okay. And then we can bring that bit in there. Okay, I'm going to need a bit more money before we actually put the other 2 sections in there, because this is going to be a quad room. And then we need to do all of the decoration for it, and then that'll be ready for next episode. So I've left it running for a little while, and we do have enough money now to actually be able to build out this room. So let's put the next one in just here. I've got a game paused while we do this as well, so we're not interrupted. So the next one wants to be to there, and then like that as well. And then we just need to bring all of these bits in and clean up the room. And there we go. Okay, that leaves us hardly any money, but we do have our first big main quad room here. Now I'm going to want to have in a second entrance just over here, and I want to have it actually straight off this room. So we're actually going to essentially cut this room in half here, which will give us some nice space here actually to have something else. So if we open it up like that for now, we want to add in this road actually, just so we know where it's going to go. So we'll do the harbourside paint. We'll go all the way down to there. We'll go all the way down to there. Okay, so now we know that we want to cut this bit out just there, like that, and then we can bring this all the way in. So the harbourside paint. And what I think we want to do is bring this in like that, so we've got 2 spare on the side. Can bring it to there and down. And then this bit, I'm not sure how I want this road to be yet. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and so this one's come across to there, all the way across to there, and there. Okay, so that gives us the loop basically. So now we can add this back in just for now, just so that we've got that there, and we want to have the Pacific paint in all of that down to there, and then across, and then up. Okay, so there's our first roadway, but we don't want this room to be another beach room. So again, we're going to come into here, and I think for now we're just going to give it a very basic colour scheme. So if we do it like this all the way around here, down all the walls, this is with the harbourside paint. So this is going to look very much like the foyer, and then we'll do the shipwreck in the centre on the floor, and that'll give us the basic layout. And then next episode we can see exactly what we want to do, but I just want to make it very different to the rooms that are right next to it. Okay, so there's those done. So we want to get the shipwreck paint, and we'll say bring it all the way out to the walls, across to there. We'll do those like that. Bring this like that, and I love this floor, this kind of wooden floor design that we're doing with these. I really like having the wood on the floor, and then some kind of design on the walls. I really do like the harbourside, that's why I keep kind of going back to this kind of layout. However, I have seen some of the competitions they've been running for the 2-year anniversary. Some of the entries for that are incredible, and it makes me wish that I'd done this very differently, with a much bigger room and with a much kind of grander design in play for it. And it's something we might do later on, is kind of expand on this room, not this room in particular, but this idea of having the beachfront. Because if you haven't seen it, go on to the Discord down below, the Megaquarium Discord, and have a look at Sky Wanderer's beachfront entry to the competition for the outdoor. I think it was in week 3, to create an outdoor scene, and he did a beach entry to that, and it looks incredible. I love it. I really do love it. And so I'd like to try and incorporate something along that line into this, and it might actually mean that we do like a 2x5 or something, like a massive room out here, huge room, which is just like a beach with some grass up at the top of it here, and then a meandering sea line, and then you have shipwrecks and buoys and stuff in the water, and then you have little beach tanks and little beach shacks, which are like beach huts are actual tanks. It looks incredible. Go and see it if you haven't done. And I'm definitely going to try and take some inspiration from that. But anyway, this is where I'm going to finish this episode. We have created our first big room up here. I've hardly got any money left to be able to play with for today, so this is a good idea, a good place to leave it to gain up some money between episodes, and so I can actually have a think about what I want to play this room as. So yes, thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.